Blessed love and blessings way up. Errol Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford come to an agreement that the fight will get made after a very heated Twitter war, and Errol Spence Jr. takes this time to rip Keith Thurman. He says Keith Thurman is not a top 5 welterweight. Let's talk about it.
Go. Welcome to
Real Life Boxing.
Blessed love and blessed day. Oh, boxing world, boxing nation, fighting world, fighting nation. It's Coach Fighting. This is Real Life Boxing. As I said, Errol the Truth, Man Down Spence, and Bud Crawford. Hey, they said they came to an agreement. The fight is going to happen. In the meantime, Errol Spence changes focus and decides to rash on Keith Thurman. Hey, before we get into it, I'm going to ask you guys to smash on that like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell icon so you can be notified when all content is being uploaded on the channel of Real Life Boxing. Let's get into it. I did a video on this yesterday about the ongoing Twitter beef between Errol Spence and Bud Crawford that had been going on for about 2 days now, and it was heating up. You know what I'm saying? It was live. Bud was coming at him. Bud was saying, let's make the fight. Let your balls drop, all these things. Errol Spence, he must have woke up from his nap and seen all the notifications, and he got back up on there and he responded. He said, you on here bossing up, but we both know that you got a handler, and that's Bob. And we've told you guys plenty of times what it's going to take to make the fight. And the fight is not going to happen. The fight is not going to get made on Twitter. So Bud Crawford, he says, all right, I'm about to call you. Make sure you pick up your phone. Boom. Apparently, he calls Errol Spence. Errol Spence picks up the phone, and they talk it out like men, and they agree that the fight is going to get made. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Bud Crawford comes out with a tweet, and he tweets at Errol Spence is a cool dude. He's real. We both agree that the fight is going to get made. Errol Spence loves the tweet, and he retweeted it. And in the meantime, PBC on Fox, on their verified Instagram account, they put up a post with the top 5 welterweights, being 1, Errol Spence, welterweight rankings, The Ring magazine. 1, Errol Spence Jr. 2, Terrence Bud Crawford. 3, Manny Pacquiao. 4, Keith Thurman. And 5, Sean Porter. And PBC says, starting the decade with 4 of the world's top 5 welterweights repping PBC. Errol Spence Jr. comes up underneath the tweet, and he says, why is Keith Thurman on there? With the eyes looking up emoji and the laughing emoji. And I'm like, oh man, Errol Spence back on his bullshit. He must be feeling good, and he must be back to normal. But first of all, it's kind of weird that Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford are going back and forth on Twitter, and then PBC puts up top welterweight rankings, and they actually include Terrence Crawford in the rankings this time is number 2, because remember, they didn't do that the last time they put up the top welterweight rankings. Terrence Crawford was not in there. Now Terrence Crawford is in there, and Errol Spence, he comes out and he doesn't take shots at the guy that he's been beefing at on Twitter. Oh no, he takes shot at Keith one time, no longer one time, Thurman. And I'm looking at this shit and I'm just rolling. Terrence Bud Crawford had his foot on Errol Spence's neck. Errol Spence, he has his foot on Keith Thurman's neck. And we gotta love it. You know what I'm saying? We gotta love it. I don't necessarily agree with Errol Spence on that. Obviously, Keith Thurman is one of the top welterweights in the world. Denny Garcia wasn't on there. Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter. Wow, Denny Garcia wasn't on there. But Terrence Bud Crawford is, and so is Keith Thurman. And Errol Spence Jr. does not like the fact that Keith Thurman is on the top welterweight list. Pure comedy. You gotta love it. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence for coming to terms and both agreeing that the fight will get made. And I'm pretty sure that the fight is going to get made. And like I said in my video yesterday, this fight might get made in late 2020 or early 2021. It might be closer than we all really see. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Deontay Wilder is crossing the street to go fight Tyson Fury. So these fights can definitely be made. And this fight may be much closer to happening than we all think. Very interesting that PBC left Denny Garcia off the top welterweight list, though, for Terrence Crawford. I wonder how Denny Garcia is going to be feeling about that. You guys tell me what y'all think about that in the comment section. And tell me what y'all think about this fight. Is this fight going to get made? I think that it's going to get made because it's turning into a very, very, very big fight. And I think that both of these guys know that. Both of these guys know that, and both of these guys are playing into that, because all of that is just building a fight. You know what I'm saying? This is like one of the most highly demanded fights in boxing, and both of them are really starting to realize that, and they're starting to play into it. So you might as well, for as long as you're not fighting, you might as well spend that entire time building the fight and doing stuff like this. You know, having Twitter arguments and Instagram wars or whatever, you know what I'm saying, pulling up on each other here and there, and it just does great for building the fight. And like I said, I think that both of these guys are starting to realize that. I think that both of these guys respect each other, you know what I'm saying, as fighters, as men. But I just think that both of them are really starting to realize that this fight is in high demand. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they can both make a lot of money off of it, and it can do a lot for both of their careers, win or lose, as long as they both put on a great fight. You know what I'm saying? Because if they put on a great fight, win or lose, we may get a second fight. You know what I'm saying? And depending on the outcome of that, we may get a third fight. You know what I'm saying? And both of these guys need these type of fights to solidify legacy, in my opinion. You guys tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section. Until then, keep fighting your fight and protect yourself at all times. Peace and one love. So if you like this video and you would like to see more great content like this on the channel, go to the PayPal link or the Cash App link in the description and show your appreciation by donating any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. This is Real Life Boxing.